All right, let's get right into it. We're not just talking about any old home maintenance project today. Nope. We are talking about protecting your single biggest investment from the one season that can do the most damage to it. So yeah, this is a pretty critical pre-winter briefing.
And if you live right here in the Lehigh Valley, this question is aimed directly at you. You know the clock is ticking, that cold weather is right around the corner. And honestly, what you do in the next few weeks could be the difference between a cozy, peaceful winter and a complete and utter catastrophe.
You know what I'm talking about, right? That little drip, drip, drip you hear during a big rainstorm. It's so easy to ignore, to just say, I'll get to it next week. But what our research makes painfully clear is that sound, well, it isn't just a minor annoyance. It is a desperate warning sign from your roof. It's literally screaming for help.
So let's talk about what happens when you hit the snooze button on that alarm. Because that small, kind of manageable issue you might have right now, it doesn't just stay small. Winter comes along and basically throws gasoline on that tiny fire, turning a small problem into an absolute nightmare. Here's why a Lehigh Valley winter is just so brutal on a roof that's already got a weak spot. You've got water getting into a tiny crack. Then it freezes and expands, forcing that crack wider. That's the freeze-thaw cycle in action. Then you get a foot of heavy, wet snow just sitting up there, putting immense pressure on your structure. And don't even get me started on ice dams. They're notorious for forcing water back up under your shingles where it has absolutely no business being. For any of us living in Allentown, Easton, or Bethlehem, these aren't just ideas. They're very real annual threats. And this is where the choice becomes crystal clear, financially speaking. Right now, in the fall, you're looking at a manageable, preventative fix. The sources we looked at mentioned costs somewhere in the hundreds, maybe $400 to $800. But if you wait until winter forces your hand, now you're in a full-blown emergency. And emergencies are expensive. We're talking costs jumping into the thousands or, even tens of thousands of dollars for the restoration. Look, this isn't just some random number we pulled out of a hat. This comes from a real story, a homeowner right here in Northampton. They had a tiny little leak, ignored it for a few months. Then a nasty winter storm rolled through, and that tiny leak basically turned their attic into an indoor swimming pool. What could have been an $800 fix became a $12,000 disaster. It's heartbreaking. And the cost isn't just about the money, not by a long shot. See, a leak is never just a leak. It's a domino effect of destruction. In as little as 24 hours, you can get mold growth. That water soaks your insulation, making it totally useless. It rots the actual wooden deck of your roof, weakening the very structure of your home. And get this, it can even create some seriously dangerous electrical hazards. All of these things cascade into huge problems that absolutely tank your property value. Okay. That was the bad news. I know, it's a lot. But the good news is there's a really straightforward solution. This isn't a problem you have to try and figure out on your own. There are local experts who have been dealing with these exact issues in our exact climate for decades. So let's talk about EC Cardilesis. Now, this isn't some faceless national company. We're talking about a family-owned business operated right out of Nazareth since 1994. Think about that. That's over 30 years of experience protecting homes right here in the Lehigh Valley. They know our neighborhoods, our weather, our homes, because they live here too. And their expertise really covers the whole range of homes we have in our area. So whether you have a newer home with asphalt shingles, or maybe you're thinking about the energy efficiency of a metal roof, they've got you covered. But here's what's really important. They are specialists in slate. For all the beautiful historic homes in our area, that kind of expertise is absolutely crucial to preserve their character and integrity. So you're probably wondering, how do you get from worrying every time it rains to having complete peace of mind? Well, it all starts with a process that's designed to be as simple and as stress-free as it can possibly be. The whole thing is built on being clear and building trust. It starts with a totally free, no-obligation inspection. They come out, they take a look, they assess the situation, and then they give you a clear, no-pressure estimate. No hidden fees, no crazy upsells. If you decide to get the work done, their licensed and insured team does it right. And here's the best part. It's all backed by a 10-year warranty on their labor and workmanship. A whole decade. Okay, listen. The time for putting this off is over. Winter is not going to wait for you, and that little leak is definitely not going to fix itself. The window to get this handled is right now, before the first snowflakes start to fall and turn a minor issue into a major emergency. This is the number you need. So grab a pen or pull out your phone. It's your direct line to preventing a winter disaster. The number is 610-250-0693.
I'll say it again just to be sure, 610-250-0693. Just make the call. Schedule that free, no-pressure inspection. Find out for certain if your roof is ready for what's coming. Don't spend another night lying awake and worrying every time you hear the wind and rain. It's time to take control of the situation.
And really, that's what this all boils down to, isn't it? Your home is everything. It's where your family is safe, it's where you make your memories, and for most of us, it's our single biggest financial asset. For the cost of a simple phone call, you can make sure all of that is protected. So the real question is, why on earth would you risk that?